You know what makes it really difficult is like we just said, like affirmations isn't the all be all type thing, but it is, because you can say, oh, so I'm supposed to say this and then this is what comes place of it. Well, no, but when you continue to tell yourself something, at some point you have to start to live it. And when you look at like one of the most difficult things for me as a 31-year-old, you know what I mean? Not that I had a horrible life, right? Middle class, we had a decent life, right? And so, but it's a lot of, you're reprogramming a lot of things that you learned growing up. And it's funny because when the whole Black Lives Matter movement started going and stuff like that, and I'm not going to get political, but you really start thinking about like how we respond as a Black man when you run into police officers and little things like that. And you really start to think like, well, why do I feel that way? Like, why do I get so like nervous when they pull up behind me? And why are my parents the way that they are when it comes to that? And you start to think about it. And back in the times where they were raised,
wild.
You know what I mean? It's completely different than the time that I was raised in. And so not that my parents did anything wrong when it came to me and my siblings.
They're protecting you though.
They raised us out of fear.
Yeah.
When you get pulled over, you don't say nothing, you do what they ask. You don't make no sudden movements. You don't talk back. We'll handle the rest of it, when it's all said and done.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if those conversations take place in other households, but I can't say that my parents, did the wrong thing, because their number one thing in their mind was safety. They wanted me to get home that night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now that we're older, I have to start to reprogram those things, because the way that I feel about certain things are based off of how my parents felt about them at the time.
For most things.
So that's what affirmations is. It's reprogramming things that doesn't necessarily fit where you are in your life now. Like, I'm a business owner. I'm not middle class, right? And so I can't think the same way that I used to think. And in order for me to change those thoughts, I have to start telling myself something different.
Exactly.